Welcome to Mr.EPluribus on Modern Conservative Television. With us today, Mr. John Ziegler, writer and director of Media Malpractice. Thanks for joining us today, John.
Thanks for having me.
NBC, ABC, MSNBC, those aren't the mainstream media anymore. How would you call them instead of the mainstream media?
Well, I mean, if they're not the mainstream, I don't know who or what is. Certainly the media has changed quite a bit. The fragmentation that we've seen over the last couple of decades, I think, has had a profound effect on both news media coverage as well as numerous developments in our culture as a whole, most of which have been very negative, other than, of course, the advent of the Golf Channel, which I'm a fan of. But other than that, I think we've had a lot of very profound consequences that a lot of people really haven't even realized. And my film, Media Malpractice, deals specifically with the presidential election of 2008 and how it was that the media coverage, not just the news media coverage, but media coverage, because it's almost impossible to define news media anymore. The lines have blurred so much that the media coverage of that election was completely different than any other election we've ever seen in our modern era. It was dangerous, it was unprecedented, and my goal was to try to correct the historical record on what really happened. And I think based upon the audience reaction of the screenings we've done so far, we've been very successful in trying to do that.
And those screenings have been outside of the usual Beltway in New York and LA. It's been more of the real people in America, right?
Well, a mixture. I mean, we debuted at the National Press Club in Washington, D.C., where we got a very good reaction. And then we went to Seattle, where we had to turn people away at the door and ran out of DVDs and got a enthusiastic standing ovation, which was very gratifying. And then we went to Omaha, Nebraska, where we probably had our largest crowd and also got a very, very positive reaction to the film. And so we're looking forward to this week. We're going to Dallas, and then we're premiering it here in Los Angeles and Hollywood on Friday.
And where is that going to be happening here in Hollywood?
That's going to be at the Harmony Gold Theater. People can find out more about it either at the Horowitz Freedom Center website or at our website, howobamagotElected.com. Just go to movie events, and there's a link there. You have to be able to get your tickets beforehand. You have to go to the link or call the Horowitz Center, but it's very easy to find information. Just go to howobamagotElected.com and go to movie events, the link there, and you'll have all the information you need Friday at Harmony Gold.
One thing that I have been enjoying from watching you on The View and watching you on the Today Show with Matt Lauer has been the reaction and how it plays into exactly what you talked about in Media Malpractice. And so it's nice to hear that people in Nebraska and Seattle and all over and different places, and I can only envision Dallas being the same way, the actual mainstream is enjoying this, the so-called flyover country.
Well, there's no question that if I wanted to create a sequel, as I've actually joked with, only half jokingly, with Norah O'Donnell on MSNBC, that if I wanted to create Media Malpractice the sequel, that the reaction to this film has given me plenty of fodder to do so. And in fact, I think just the reaction to the Sarah Palin interview that we did for this film, which created so much news coverage of this film, alone would be worthy of its own film. I mean, it's absolutely astonishing to me how to this day that interview has been completely misreported. And the entire interview is actually available on our DVD. Every major news organization has it, and there are incredibly important and incendiary statements that she's made in that interview that to this moment have never really been properly reported. And it's just a testament not just to the startling, breathtaking bias, but also the stupefying incompetence of the vast majority of the news media on a subject of this importance, even when you consider Sarah Palin, who, you know, any news about her, especially if they can turn it into a negative in some way, is like porn to these people, and yet they still can't come close to getting the story right. And so I hope people will check out the film for themselves, as well as the entire Sarah Palin interview, which is a special feature on our DVD, as well as the infamous Obama voter video that we did on Election Day, which is also a special feature on the DVD. We began howobamagotElected.com, and the first thing we put up there was this Obama voter video that we did on Election Day here in the Los Angeles area. And, that's really kind of how the whole thing started, and then we got the Sarah Palin interview, which put us into another level, and then we released the film a couple weeks ago, and now we're doing nationwide screenings. And again, people here in Los Angeles can see it on Friday at the Harmony Gold Theater as long as they get their tickets ahead of time.
Yes, don't forget to do that. John, best of luck with the movie and Media Malpractice Part 2. Hopefully we'll see that down the line. Harmony Gold this Friday the 13th in Hollywood, Harmony Gold, and check out John's website as well to get more information on obtaining Media Malpractice. This is Eric Provoznik for Mr. E. Pluribus.